Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this developer showcase of Stones of the Revenant. Joining me today, I am David from Nintendo Basildon. Joining me playing the game is Andrew from Nintendo Southend.
Hello.
And joining both of us, very kindly, is Andrew from ChickenCat Games, who is the developer of this Stones of the Revenant title.
Hello, hello.
Hello there. So I believe that you launched on the Switch eShop in the last 2 weeks, was it?
Yeah, it was the 31st of March.
Oh, fantastic. And I believe that you're currently Switch timed exclusive at the moment, so that's the only place you can get it from.
Yes.
Okie dokie then. So sort of, we can see the title screen now, and it looks all very charming with the pixel. Do you want to just give us a quick blurb about what the game's about?
Yeah, sure. So I grew up playing arcade games, beat 'em ups like Golden Axe and Streets of Rage, and I took a lot from those games, and I didn't want to just do something in that style. I wanted to kind of add something unique to it as well. So I took a lot from platformers, like Wonder Boy. I loved the remake, so took from all those and kind of combined it.
Okay, yep, I'm definitely a fan of the Wonder Boy remake as well. So I've been trying this game out the last couple of weeks, and I've actually been really enjoying it. And I think Andrew's been trying it out as well. So we had a lot of fun with it. I think we're sort of ready to dive into it. You ready to start, Andrew?
Yep, so yeah.
Okie dokie then. So we'll start the game off and with the scrolling title cutscenes. And my favourite thing about it is the different characters and the way that choosing a different character switches up the game and the way you play.
Yeah, that was a big part of the idea. It is more simple. It's a more simple game. Anybody can kind of pick up and play it, though it does get difficult. But I wanted to just give a lot of different play styles. So I kind of have, some ranged characters and then some melee characters, and then one, the Tinkerer, that's kind of in between. So
I believe Andrew's picked the mage character here.
Yeah.
So lots of different styles, and it obviously changes the way that you play the game there. So yeah. I love the pixel art going on here. It's very, very nice and detailed.
Yeah. The characters were actually I paired with a character artist out of Spain, Azuna Pixels. She does just great work. I've started a new project that I'm working on, working with her again. She's great. I love her characters, her animations. Oh man, he's chasing you down. You gotta kite him.
No. So do you want to just quickly explain the basic moves and combats? So as Andrew's sort of showing it off.
Yeah, sure. So with this character, with all characters, you've got a basic attack, you've got a special attack, and then you've got an ultimate. So your ultimate builds with killing enemies, and then your basic attack, obviously you can just spam it, and then your special attack is on a cooldown, depending on which character you're playing, cooldown length there. But with the sorceress here, so she's got her basic attack is just like a basic arcane bolt, a ranged attack, and then her special is Frost Nova, so you can kind of freeze an enemy, slow them down, and then her ultimate is actually one of the stronger in the game, stronger ultimates. It's just like fire tornadoes come up, fire pillars, and there's 6 of them, and they just kind of explode out from her.
We are fully on board with explosions just coming out here. That is something that we can all get behind. I like the little cooldown time, sort of the user interface. That's very nice and clear, sort of in the top left, the nice big countdown.
Yeah, thank you. That's one of my weak points, user interface, I'm not gonna lie.
No, it's nice and clear. That I like the UI style, and it's just very clear what's going on. And bats, of course, every game needs the bats that drop in at you.
Yeah.
So, when did you start development on this?
It's been, so from when I started to when it released, it was a little over a year. I started with some royalty-free characters, and kind of just started playing around with that, and then contacted the artist that made those, and that's who I ended up going with and had her make these characters for me.
As you were just sort of prototyping it with off-the-shelf assets to get the gameplay right.
Yep. Started that way, and this is my first actual, my first console release. I've had some mobile games, release of mobile games in the past, but this is I finally was just like, all right, I've been a Nintendo fan my whole life, so really wanted something.
Wish fulfillment here.
Exactly. Really wanted to put something out on a Nintendo console, so this is decided to go for it and start paying an artist and do it right. Yeah.
Okay then. So as you said, it's your first sort of console release. Were there any sort of surprises or challenges compared to a PC or a mobile release, that sort of anything that was good or bad about the experience from the developer point of view?
It was had to do a lot more to prove the concept. Had to send Nintendo a lot of information on what the game was going to be, and kind of how proof that it was shaping up. They want to know that you're going to finish this project and all that. But I liked that. It was interesting, and now I'm talking to Sony and Microsoft on porting to their consoles, and a lot. I mean, they all kind of do it differently, so it's interesting.
Sort of the platform verification is all the fun and games of that, but got to make sure that we've got stable games that don't crash the consoles at the end.
Exactly. Yeah, it makes perfect sense. They're very they're strict about small things, and I get it. You've got to be, because you can't have mobile gaming, some things like that slide.
It's a little bit more freeform, I think it's fair to say, isn't it?
Yeah. But
okay.
Yeah.
But so it's a positive experience that you sort of enjoyed working on this and getting it to release.
Absolutely. Nintendo was very helpful. I mean, any questions I had, they answered really quickly. Loved it. I'm still can't believe it. It's weird. It's still weird for me to just watch other people play it.
Have you been sort of dropping in and watching other people stream and just tracking how people are seeing and talking about the game?
Yeah, I had a couple people reach out, for some codes so they could do some videos and reviews and stuff, and watching the videos they've posted, it's just, I don't know, it's interesting. It's a lot of fun.
Is it still that slightly surreal? Is this really happening stage at the moment?
Yeah, for me. This was, like I said, it's a big Nintendo fan, so whenever, even whenever I just got the news that it was, probably going to happen, whenever they approved the concept and everything, and, I still had to finish the game, but when they approved the concept, I was, through the roof. So very happy.
Excellent. Now, I was going to be kind of and not point this out, but Andrew did manage to die in the first level, so cheers. I think he might need a few. I think he might need a few pro strats here. So, is there any sort of for beginners tips you can give on playing the game, or any classes that you'd recommend?
Yeah, sure. So the range classes, you just got to keep that range. The best thing I can say is just kite and try to keep that range. Especially, I'd say, with the sorceress, because the bolt kind of spawns a little bit forward from her book. So if they're really close, sometimes it'll kind of spawn behind them.
So you can kind of zoom through the enemies if you're not careful.
Yeah. So, but I'd say, my two favorite characters are Tinkerer, just because I love what Azuna came up with for that character. He just looks awesome. But then also the knight. I just like his playstyle a little bit. Now the melee characters are a little harder to start with, because you've got to kind of get that range down. If you're too close, you're going to take damage. But obviously if you're too far away, you're not going to hit them. So, but once you get that down, see, they do more damage. So once you get that down, you can kind of get through the levels faster, which increases your score at the end. So I really, once I got the controls down for him, he's a lot of fun. The barbarian too. I don't know. I've soft spot for all of them.
No, I understand. You probably spent a lot of time working and tweaking and tuning them. So and
yeah.
you said that you get a score at the end. So can you see this game sort of being one that people sort of speed run and go for score attacks on?
Yeah, like I was hoping for that. I kind of started it out and I thought, well, what's going to offer some replayability? And I definitely think the score. Yeah.
Well done.
So yeah, there's health score based on what you've got left, time on how fast you go through the level, and then the other factors are just how many people how many enemies you killed throughout. Yeah.
Okay then, and obviously we've sort of glossed a bit over the story, but you've got this you've got the Revenant King is being revived, and in order to destroy him again, you've got to destroy the stones that are powering him, and then you can actually go after him. Is that sort of in a nutshell?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Basically, the stones, allow them to raise the dead. So you've got to destroy those before he can get this big army. And the idea is if there are any stones left, he's just going to revive again whenever you kill him. So you got to get the stones first and then destroy him.
Okay, I like it. It's a solid story, that. So and come on, who doesn't like a little bit of necromancy?
Yeah, that's right.
Do you have strong opinions on necromancies versus lynch versus the other type that I can never remember? Or are you fairly laissez-faire with that?
No, it's that was another fun part of the project. Actually, was trying to decide what mostly for the boss characters. Try to decide some good. We've got a Banshee. We've got had to have a Grim Reaper. That just makes sense. So Necromancer. There were a few Google searches on just kind of undead lore.
Did you find any interesting tidbits that sort of stick in your mind? I read a few just small stories on old, I believe it was Irish folklore on banshees that I found very interesting. And then some of the stuff that didn't quite make the cut, I thought of like a white. I was trying to think of some of the others. I had to do just to give some level variation in the art. I had to do something kind of desert themed, and immediately thought, okay, Undead Pharaoh, I think that would work. So that's one of the bosses. So there's like an Egyptian themed level, and of course once I had the Pharaoh, I thought, okay, gotta have mummies. Gotta have mummies.
Yeah, so there are mummies on that level. But yeah, and the same thing with the Banshee. The Banshee, flying ghost, had to have some little ghosts on that level. So I've tried to kind of theme the enemies with the bosses.
And you sort of, jumping back a little bit, you were sort of mentioning the games that you sort of had influence on you growing up on this game. So you were saying things like Wonder Boy and I mean, I'm a big fan of Wonder Boy, so I'm right with you there. So, but okay, no, that's very, very cool. Let me just check the chat to see if we have any questions going on that I want to ask you. Andrew, do you have anything you want to ask?
Can't think of anything. I know we're seeing a few pings on Discord here saying it reminds them of Ghouls and Ghosts, so that's a good push for that.
Yeah, so yeah, we do have a question from Wolf, which is he really likes the music. He was just asking who sort of worked on the music and where the style came from. Sure.
Now the music, I worked with. I attempted it. It wasn't pretty. I'm a huge fan of forgetting his name, Concerned Ape, that did Stardew Valley, and read about how he made everything in that game. He made the music and all that. So I was thinking, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make the music. I tried. It's not pretty. So I worked with Moppy Sound is the guy who made the music for the game, and he made some of the sound effects as well.
Okay. That's pretty good. Well, it sounds like there's a lot of love in our chat for that. So
good. Yeah, I think he does great work. I put it up against what I had made, and I was like, yeah, there's no question.
It's all about knowing sort of you know, the areas that you want to work in, and sometimes best to hand it over to someone else. But okay then, which leads nicely into, we've got a question from Penny, which is, how many people were involved in the development?
So the dev side of stuff was just me. I did all the coding. This was built in Unity, so you know, all the building of the levels. Basically, I just had a tile sheet that I built the levels from. So and then all the coding, I did all of that. I will say on the controls, I cheated a little bit. I used a Unity add-on, which I will rewired. Anyone who was working in Unity, it supports a vast range of controllers. It's a great tool.
It's kind of the go-to tool, isn't it, for sort of the smaller studios, the Unity, and it does a very good job. So
yeah.
No point reinventing the wheel, is there? So
right. It makes porting between the consoles so much easier. So huge fan of Unity.
Okay, then. So you were handling all the developers' code, and we know you had an artist and a musician. Is that the triple threat, or anyone else involved as well?
I had some sound effects that are just royalty-free sound effects that I had, but I still credit the artist in the credits. I hate that I'm offhand, I can't remember the other artist's name, but trying to think of anything else. That's it.
Okay.
The biggest thing were between me and the artist, and then I had to reach out for the music as well. So yeah.
Okay, so basically, you as the main developer, then some people helping with the art and the music and other peripheral bits.
Yep, that's it.
Okay, well, that's cool. Any other questions we've got at the moment? I think those are all the questions we've got at the moment. So I see Andrew started again. He started as the I think so far this is my favourite character, the Ranger. Just the idea of a Centaur Ranger in I want to say, would you call this 8 or 16-bit style?
I've been saying 16. I put everything in 16, yeah. Because it's 16 by 16, so.
It's just a really fun, cute, I like Ranger characters, so it's just a fun, cute idea I haven't seen done before, so.
Yeah, that's what, she's great at having these ideas for these characters. I reached out and just, explained kind of the, what I wanted. I wanted this kind of ranger, just somebody who uses a bow, and this is what she made. And I was like, that's awesome. That's perfect. Same thing with the Tinker. Whenever she sent me that, I was like, he's got his little goggles on, just over one eye, and I didn't even tell her what kind of weapon. And he's got a little shotgun. So yeah, she's very creative and great with coming up with new characters.
Oh, that's brilliant. It sounds like you had a lot of fun sort of going back and forth designing the characters. And,
yeah, definitely.
Were there any that didn't quite make the cut? Some ideas you had that didn't quite work out, or?
I thought I had ideas for a bard and a shaman type character that didn't quite make it. Basically, and going into this project, I thought, and it's been an issue going back working on projects in the past, is scope creep. So you start working on it and it just starts getting bigger and bigger. So I got to six characters, and I wanted a bard. I'm a huge bard fan from D&D and just any other fantasy, Final Fantasy 14, all that. So really wanted a bard, but I already had these characters, so I thought, okay, I've got to stop here. This is going to be too big.
So I'm very impressed. It's very tempting just to keep adding bits on and thinking, just a bit more tweaky. Then it gets to the point, no, we've got to finish at some point.
Yeah, exactly.
That's very cool. I mean, I'd have come from with the bard, you've got to stop sleeping with everything, which is not an easy job to do, is it? So
right, yeah.
Okay, we'll let Andrew focus on this on his boss.
Yep, second time around.
How are you finding the difference between the characters? How are you finding it between the two different characters, Andrew?
Yeah, sorry. This just comes to the boss fight, so yeah.
Okay, no,
I like It's actually the first time I've used ranged weapons.
Okay.
So I'm sort of jumping in, attacking, jumping back, then attacking. And just as I say that, I complete it.
Well done. That was a fairly clean fight.
Yeah.
Only had one heart left as well.
Close there. Oh yeah. Hitting I will say hitting the stone can be tricky. There you go. I felt so bad. I watched one guy that had made a playthrough video, and he that first stone he was playing the ranger. He really had trouble with. Oh, maybe I should have made the hitbox a little bigger. But no.
The thing is, I've got it first time.
The tricky part is getting the stone before Thanos comes and takes it.
Yes. That should have been, yeah, if it took so long, I'd just have him fly in from the back and take it and run off. Game over.
Oh, that would have been great. Okay. So, yeah, is there any sort of pro strats that you want to give that can help Andrew, get good?
Yeah, I can see he's doing better at keeping the range on this character. This is between the two range characters, they feel pretty similar, though their abilities, their specials are a little different. But I'd say, yeah, just keep that range, and if you, like I said, if you get good with the melee characters, that's where the good scores are at.
Okay, then are the scores all? Is there any different score mechanics for the different characters, or do they all pretty much share the same?
Same. It's just that an enemy that takes about maybe 4 hits with a ranged character will take 3 with the melee characters, roughly. So you can just kind of speed through and get that time score up. That's the biggest difference.
Okay, so if you want go up close and personal, if you want to get through it quickly.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, I'll let Andrew sort of finish this up. Just knock the computer over.
Oopsie daisy.
No, thank you very, very much for sort of joining us and coming to have a little chat about the game. As I said, you launched earlier this month on Switch with other versions coming, as you were saying.
Yep.
So you can check it out on the Nintendo eShop. I think the early buy bonus has just finished.
Yes.
But it's still very reasonable in the UK pricing, and as I said, we've sort of been trying it out and we've had a lot of fun with it. We haven't even talked about the multiplayer mode. We'd love to have shown the 2-player mode off with the couch co-op, but given what's going on at the moment, that's not really practical. How do you sort of find the co-op mode? Does it help having a buddy there?
Yeah, that was a big thing going into. I really wanted, the variety of characters, and then just to have that co-op mode that had to be in. I think that I've had in testing and just even since it's released a little bit, but not as much. Now that we're kind of quarantined, just playing with other people, it's a lot of fun. It can get a little ridiculous. I do have some areas that when you're playing with 2 people will spawn a little more enemies, a few more.
So it sort of scales the
bit more
difficulty a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this one's giving Andrew a bit of trouble up the top there.
Yeah.
Gotta watch the lightning. Hey, oh, got it.
Okay, I think we'll leave it there, Essex Andrew. But if you want to just go back to title screen. Beautiful characters.
Toyed with the idea of giving more extra lives after, say, maybe you get to level 3, you get an extra. But I just really, I don't know. The older games weren't that kind, so I wanted to stick to that.
Are you ready to steal? Are you ready to steal some quarters there with this difficulty curve?
Yes, exactly.
As I said, it does feel quite a nice, fun throwback of sort of. I had someone in the chat say it looks. They think it's a 12-bit game. split the difference between 8 and 16-bit. But
there you go.
Yeah, sort of someone saying it looks a little bit like Ghosts and Ghouls. I said I was sort of thinking a little bit River City Ransom myself, just with especially when you put it in co-op mode, just sort of wailing on the bad guys together.
Yeah. I'll take both of those.
Okay, that's brilliant. Well, we'll get ready to wrap up in a second. Is there anything, Essex Andrew, you want to add?
No, I think we've touched it all. Like we say, it's like Ruby City Ransom with the huge eyes and 8-bit style, and yeah, I really do like it.
Thank you very much for demoing the game there, Andrew, and blasting for everyone there. And Adam ChickenCat Games, thank you very much for joining us. Is there anything sort of you want to just talk about Freeform, or anything you want to wrap up with?
No, I just want to thank you guys for having me on and playing the game. Like I said, it's still kind of surreal to me. So, just watching other people play and being a part of this kind of stuff, it's awesome.
It's an absolute pleasure having you. Thank you very much, Andrew from ChickenCat Games. First Switch release. It sounds like you're cooking up something else in the future, so we look forward to that. And hopefully you'll be happy to come back and talk to us again when you're ready to show something on that.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm going for online multiplayer with this one, so and it's going pretty well so far. So I'm excited.
Excellent. It's always nice to have some multiplayer games, and Lord knows we need them at the moment. So thank you. I wish you luck in the development of that. Thank you very much for joining us, and I think we'll leave it there with everybody.
All right. Thank you. Thanks again.
Cool.